One time for the fan. You already know. You already know.
Squad.
Let's go ahead and start the show. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You already know we back. Another episode of One Time for the Fan. I am your host, Shaq Spade, checking in. Got that homie, Bodee 3000 here with me. Dan Burst is already in the chat.
Squad.
Wow.
What's good, Dan?
Shout out to Dan out here checking in, repping the Atlanta Falcons. Don't forget, for those tuning in tonight, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. You know we're doing this every Wednesday, every Sunday. We talking about the Atlanta Falcons. Bodee!
Yup.
Bodee!
What's cracking?
How you doing, sir? How's your day been going, brother?
It's going all right, man. I'm tired, but I'm actually in the middle of a damn fantasy draft, too. Ain't that a Bodee?
Fantasy draft.
I'm good. I'm looking good. My team's looking good, though.
Okay.
Looking good, dog. Looking good.
Who you got over there?
All right.
Checking out.
Don't judge me. I've been listening to I've been listening all day. They're doing my
fantasy
research.
Podcast and everything.
All that shit, right? Yeah, the sleepers, all this. All right, so my team right now is I got Jalen Hurts at quarterback. I know I don't like him either.
That's
but
tough.
It's rushing upside there. Okay, got Najee Harris at running back. He's tough. He won the top. I think he's my first pick. I got James Conner.
I'm already upset hearing three players. I don't even hear three Falcons out there. I'm already upset.
I got a Falcon. Do I got it? No, I don't have a Falcon. But it's okay. Yeah. It's okay. They kept taking them, bro. They took Pitts. They took London. Somebody even took Cool. I'm like, damn. Y'all wasn't effing with Cool before. You know, he started doing that backwards kick.
Cool going in the first and second round in drafts now?
Somebody picked Justin Tucker hella early. That shit was funny.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
So you got your little fantasy team work together. It's tough for me to play fantasy football because I end up just picking all Falcons. You know, but I would, bet on a game here or there. You know, if I had the opportunity to, gamble. I don't like gambling on games too much. Because I'm so diehard Falcons. It's like,
damn, Calvin, really?
God, shit. It's tough, you know what I'm saying? Because, you're like, okay, because somebody comes up to you and says, you want to bet on the Vikings 49ers game tonight? Nope. No reason to. You want to bet on the Falcons Panthers game today? All right, we can do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about the Falcons with me, man. It's tough. But yeah, for fantasy players out there, shout out to y'all. I know you guys have sometimes you guys have like the draft set up. You bring your laptops. You go to different locations. You guys kind of have like.
Bro, I want to find a league like that. I want to find a cohesive league where we all go talk shit, and then we be like, "Yeah, bad pick, motherfucker," and all that stuff. I want to find it. Ain't nobody down like that. You know what I'm saying? If you know anybody listening, y'all know somebody who get down like that. I'm willing.
Your team is now on the clock.
It was there you go.
Goddamn.
There you go. Live, one time for the fan. Bodee getting ready to make a selection in this fantasy football league.
Get ready to make a bad decision.
How many Falcons on the board? Is Patterson on the board? Is Pitts on the board? Is
nope.
Nobody.
No. They took all them cats. And then I was in the chat. They was like, "This is for you, Bodee. This is for you."
Yeah.
And then they took my Falcons right up under me. They some haters, dog.
One time for the fan. You already know we talking Falcons football every Wednesday, every Sunday. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. Deshaun's in the chat. What's up, Deshaun, man? You already know what it is, man. Rise up, man. You already know what it is. Rise Up Tour is here. Rise Up Tour got a message for you, Bodee. Come to the Rise Up Tour League.
Oh, shit.
They got their fantasy league going on, too.
Say less.
Who we got here? DSGB Hall in the chat, checking in from Cali. Shout out DSGB Hall, man. One time for the fan. Let's get to it, man.
We out here.
Did you make your selection, though, before we
jump in? I got it in. We're good.
You got it in? Okay.
We're pristine.
Looks like we'll find out on the next episode of One Time for the Fan what Bodie's rating of his fantasy team will be.
I don't like it.
Falcons news and updates. Practice today, y'all. Joint practice. Falcons and the Jags. Yeah, y'all see the jersey? Let me get this in. Y'all see the jersey?
Who was that? TJ Duckett?
That boy Debo. That boy Debo.
He's
still
back.
No big chain boxes. Oh, what my chain at?
What Cam say? I'm back. Oh yeah.
God. Chase
No
in the
big
chat.
chain
DSGB. Maggie Hall's in the chat.
What's good?
Good
man?
interview this morning, Maggie, with Miss Austin too, as well. I was able to catch a couple minutes of it. Need to go back and check the rest. I had to take care of some stuff at work, but I was able to catch a couple minutes. Good job with that too, as well. Deion, Rise Up Tour. See y'all in the chat. Falcons news and notes. Deion came back to practice today. Bodee.
Yeah.
Light workouts, light drills. I had to put the jersey on for him. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out to Deion Jones.
You know, I mean, I could have put the other Jones jersey I have on, but I don't think y'all would have liked that too much.
Tyrell Jones? Shit. Yeah, we don't want to talk about that other Jones who used to play for the Falcons. But yeah, Deion returned to practice today, working out with some of the second and the third team, which was good to see. Nick Kowalski too as well, because he's returning from injury. He had to work out with the second and third team too as well. Bodee, Deion Jones.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you. Talk to me about Deion, man. He shows up to practice today. You heard the information over the summer about are they going to try to trade him? What's going to be the move with Deion?
Mm-hmm.
Deion today returned to practice, getting some light workouts in.
Yeah.
Speaking to the media too as well. A lot of fans believe Deion doesn't fit the scheme, the 3-4. Some fans believe Deion is slowly declining.
Yeah.
For me as a Falcon fan, Deion put in 6-7 years here in Atlanta. I think so far.
Something about like that. Yep.
At this point right now in Deion's career, I'd say with Coach Pease, keep him. I say keep him at this point.
Yeah.
If you're gonna play him Saturday to show that he's ready to go against week one, and if teams want to go ahead and start making trades because they see him play Saturday, 2 quarters maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't find a healthy trade, I don't know if you just want to just cut him. But going to the linebacker room, Deion is probably, I know he's from the old regime, but he's still one of your just a little bit of solid linebacker that you need in there for a coach piece. A little bit. Just a little bit. I know Rashard Evans 1-year deal. I know Michael Walker's having a good camp. People's talking about Nathan Landman. What is Troy Anderson going to do? Y'all don't want Dorian Etheridge at your middle linebacker spot start. Some of y'all don't know. Y'all don't want that. It's either going to be Rashard Evans, Michael Walker, or if Deion Jones stays, it's going to be Deion Jones. And we know that. Bodee, your thoughts. Deion Jones. Should keep him.
I got news for you. I got news for you Falcons fans. Deion Jones is the best linebacker on this roster right now. That talent we've seen for 6-7 years ain't going nowhere. It's just an adjustment. They said everybody said it. Dean Pease is his plays, his what he does is different. It's hard. It's complicated. He has a complicated scheme. That's why they ran 60% last year.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not. I guess it's not tailor made to small guys. But I'm here to tell you, Deion Jones is the best linebacker on this roster right now, and that talent is not this is just not gone. Okay, it's there. It's there. You just have to find out how to make him, incorporate him in the scheme and make him, you know, get into the scheme. Now, my thing is, he if he would have been traded, I think he would have been traded by now.
Yep.
Why they put it in the news? Why did he have him get an interview if he ain't gonna get traded?
And
I think he'll be on the roster week 1.
And just to piggyback off of that too as well, they asked Deion about the trade news. He said, "Well, I don't check, social media that much. I'm not on it. But if it was something serious, my agent would have reached out to me. Arthur Blank would have reached out to me."
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying here, Falcons fans? At this point, look at your linebacker core, and I'm glad we're getting so close to the season. Look at your linebacker core: Rashard Evans. Let's go middle linebacker: Rashard Evans, Michael Walker, Troy Anderson, and might be Quentin Bell or Dorian Etheridge. Quentin Bell looking like outside linebacker right now. I don't know if he's gonna be playing some inside, but Dorian Etheridge. If you add Deion Jones to the mix, even from Deion from previous years, when people know Deion, the Deion that used to turn up out there, not the Deion who was dealing with the shoulder situation, didn't want to make no tackles. Rookie year Deion, second year Deion, that Deion Jones. If he can bring that back, then we have something good going forward. Looking at the linebacker room, at least if you're looking at the roster on paper, you feel a little bit better having Deion Jones. Oh, hey, baby. You'll feel a little bit better having Deion Jones still on the roster. Just a little bit. Remember how many players are still here from the old regime? Remember how many players are still here now going forward? I mean, Grady Jarrett, Jake Matthews, some of your fan favorites that are going to be Falcons for life. Deion Jones possibly, if he has a breakout year, if he has a decent year this year, could possibly be. I got kids over here, and they going in right now.
They going crazy.
Daughter's going crazy. So yeah, if Deion Jones can,
Bodee love the kids.
One time for the fan, we love the kids, y'all. We parents,
for the kids.
You know what I'm saying?
For the kids.
But if we can find a way to keep Deion Jones, I would have no problem with it. Now if there's a situation where they do decide that a trade is better for Deion, then Terry Fontenot's made some great decisions before, and I trust him to make some great decisions going forward. But seeing the chat, Deshaun, even Maggie, great veteran influence. Rise up tour. The question is, can he be a cover linebacker? He is pretty much your best cover linebacker right now. Some of your big passes that the other team that has put on the Falcons in preseason, the Lions game and the Jets game, came from misreads and miscommunication from your linebackers. Troy Anderson, when he blitzed on the play, that I think he should have just stayed back more into the middle. He would have been able to cover Kager. The touchdown would have been saved. If you go back to the other play last week against the Lions, the two plays, Rashard Evans went over there to play AJ Terrell's spot when he should have been covering the tight end.
Absolutely.
Tight end got about 20, 30 yards on that play. The next play, Michael Walker bit on a play action, which gave St. Brown easy pass right over the top. Just keep working yards down the field. But it's plays where you notice that there's areas where the Falcons need work. Pass coverage is one of them. Run stopping is one of them. You see what's going on right now with the Falcons D-line. Who is going to make this team? I'm glad we get to talk about it tonight on One Time for the Fan. Really so glad. Him and Rashawn will make a good duo, Rashawn Evans. I think Deion Jones and Rashawn Evans will make a good deal. And then you got Michael Walker coming off second, third down every now and then. Troy Anderson, you slip him into the mix. But I think you should keep Deion at this point. Bodee, no Marlon Davidson today at practice.
Surprise, surprise.
No John Fitzpatrick, no Drake London. But no Marlon Davidson a week before cuts down to the 53 starts.
Boy,
Falcon fans, Taquan Graham, his name is ringing some bells around Flowery Branch. So if they go forward and it's going to be Taquan Graham, I don't think you have room for Marlon Davidson. I don't see Marlon Davidson probably making this team. And this is the hard part, Falcons fans. Some of the ones that you guys started to like, started to enjoy a little bit. Terry Fontenot, he wants to see best player available. And I'm starting to get like Terry, where I want to see goddamn best player available.
Here's the thing. That's a second round talent. It's in there. It's in there in Marlon. I'm rooting for this dude to make an impact on his roster. We keep saying it every week. His biggest highlight is a Brady pick six at the, I mean, that's one thing. But like the talent is there. I think because he was a second round pick, he could sneak on the roster just to give him one last rodeo. But it's looking real bleak.
Yeah.
I mean, I say he'll be a rotational guy, and they'll see if he can boom off of that. But otherwise, might be sayonara.
Yeah, the one thing about Marlon Davidson, he had a couple moments where he shined. And he had a couple moments where it was just like, where's Marlon? Kind of like, what was the guy that we used to have? Dietrich Sanat? Like he had his 1 or 2 plays in like that preseason game, and it was like,
oh man,
where's Dietrich?
Had freaking high hopes for him too.
So I have high hopes for all these players here in the Falcons uniform, especially the ones that's fighting hard to make this team. But Marlon Davidson, I don't think he didn't play against the Lions. Didn't play against the Jets. Doesn't look like he's going to play against the Jags. So Falcon fans, don't be upset if you see Marlon Davidson's name on that cut list next week. Zantega's in here. What's good, fam?
Yeah.
Bum I missed the other streams, got sick, but I rise up and I'm back. I did watch them, though. Great content. Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate that, brother.
Glad you're feeling better right now, Zantega.
Or sister, I don't know. If they don't have a picture, I'm sorry.
Michael Lawson, the sauce with no ketchup. Yeah. One time for the fan, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. You know, we trying to rack it up around here. We got the subscribers moving on up. So we're doing well right now. So I really appreciate everybody who's been tuned into One Time for the Fan. Me and Bodee really appreciate it. And also Dez, whenever we find him, Boo Man, Chase too as well. Avery Williams got some work playing cornerback today. Avery Williams. Wait a minute. Avery Williams used to play cornerback.
Yeah, that
switched over to running back in the summer, but now got a little work at corner again. Is it because, Mike Ford is having a tough time right now? Is it because the secondary needs help? Or is it because they notice Avery Williams won't be playing much running back this year, even though we might list him as that on the depth chart playing special teams? But for cornerback position, Avery Williams did play cornerback. Not cornerback. You feel what I'm saying?
I know what it was.
Go ahead.
It was that bad pick he said in the last game. Got that damn offensive pass interference. Coach was like, hell no, get your ass back at cornerback.
That was the one where he went over there and blocked the guy for... Yeah,
he said he's supposed to set a screen. Yeah. He's supposed to set a screen, but I don't know what he did. He threw his whole body into him. That I'm like, bro, come on. Coach probably was like, nope, back on defense.
Ref threw the flag before the play started.
He did. It was bad.
Avery Williams getting cornerback reps today. I like it because when he moved to running back, I said, why would he move to running back? Running back room is crazy deep right now. But to know deep. A week before the Jags, at least you have a player who could possibly play both sides of the ball. Something happens to, we hope nothing happens, but if something happens to one of your cornerbacks, your 1, 2, or your 3, and Avery has to step in, at least he's not just going to play all the reps at running back during the camp. He has to get some cornerback reps. I'd like to see him play some cornerback this Saturday against the Jags, especially with that receiver court the Jags have. I'd love to see Avery Williams get in there and play some cornerback.
Why not?
That'd be nice.
As well. Yeah.
Offense looked good today. Jags, Falcons, open practice. One time for the fan. Terrell Johnson's up in here. What's up, Terrell?
What's good?
You already know we're talking Falcons football every Wednesday, every Sunday, 8 p.m. Got a lot of pop-up shows coming up. Got a lot of special guests coming up. It's going to be crazy. Zenteg, I see your question. We're going to get to that. Falcons Jags practice. What you didn't hear today from Flowery Branch is what happened last week with the Jets, where the Jets media was like trying to control the narrative, trying to make you believe like, oh, the Jets are just out here. They're just the greatest team in the NFL. Today, what you saw was a light, decent practice between two NFL teams that's rebuilding and trying to, rebrand the organization, because the Jags are trying to, they were good a few years ago when they had Ramsey and Bouye, and I think Blake Bortles in his younger years.
Yeah.
But then what happened? Just went out the door. But the Jags are spending money. They're doing what they can. They had the first pick. They had a lot of first picks recently.
But they spent a lot of money. And if
they end up getting similar to what the Browns did with all those first-round draft picks, those first-round talent, next thing you know, the Jags end up having a good stunt over there in the AFC South. But for the Falcons, we're doing the same damn thing. We're trying to rebuild here from some free agents, one-year deals. We had the money the Jags had this year, but next year it's a different story. But we're rebuilding. 1 year free agents, couple deals here, not no bums. Players who's played, players who started in this league, players who have a goal in mind and a chip on their shoulder.
And something to prove.
There's something to prove. And then going over with the draft, you've made some pretty good selections. Kyle Pitts, Richie Grant, who's now your starter. You're trying so hard with Jalen Mayfield. You're trying so hard. Darren Hall, who's getting a lot of reps right now. Jalen Hawkins, who is now probably going to be your starter. Going to this year, Arnold Ebiketie, who can possibly be your starter. Ogundeji, who is your draft pick, who could possibly be your starter. You brought over Zoe Carter. Look what the Falcons are doing here.
Yeah.
Going over training camp today, light practice. But of course, you'll see some 7-on-7s, you'll see some 11s, you see some warm-ups, some workouts. Because guess what, Bodee? We're there tomorrow.
We in there.
Falcons Jags training camp. We will be there. It's the last open practice of the year. It's at Flowery Branch. We will be there. Pictures, talk with some players, get some information for you guys as best as possible. See how the players are looking before they go play the Jags. Mariota, 7-on-7 drills, 8 for 9 against the Jags unit. Overall, finished the day 18 for 26.
It's pretty damn good.
18 for 26 and warm-ups and workouts at Flowery Branch. And Falcon fans, y'all worried about him playing a half a quarter over there? Man, just went 18 for 26 on some reps against the Jags at Flowery Branch in practice. Feel like damn game stats. 18 for 26.
Yeah.
Ritter, 14 for 24, 1 interception, and a bomb down the field to Damiere Byrd for a touchdown. Ritter airing it out. Airing it out.
We're going to see Damiere Byrd going down that field a lot, too.
Want to get to that.
He should make the team.
Damiere Byrd, Jared Bernhardt, D. Alford. 3 players continue to make plays at practice today. We're going to talk about competition battles coming up on One Time for the Fan, because there's one more preseason game, and this is the last chance for you Falcon fans to see the competition battles and to understand who's going to make the team and why. But before we get to Bodee's breakdown, let's talk about who didn't make the team.
Let's do it.
Wide receiver Auden Tate was recently cut from the Falcons on Tuesday with the cuts.
Right was on the wall.
Had a decent camp. I was out there a few days. Made some nice catches. One-handed catch. He did have a couple drops in the drills. Because anytime you have a drop, you usually go back, you run a lap, or you go back and you run the play over, the drill over. So as the other wide receivers go to the next drill, you're still over there working on that first drill until you catch the ball. I seen him had a couple drops. I seen him make a couple good passes. Oh, a couple good catches. I'm sorry. But did you see him play? Geronimo Allison.
I was looking for him.
A wide receiver. And this is another 6'5" guy that the Falcons were looking at before the season started. Falcon fans said, oh my God, Drake London, 6'5". Even me, 6'5", Drake London. 6'4", 6'3", 6'4", Patterson, 6'6", Kyle Pitts. Geronimo Allison, 6'2", Auden Tate, 6. Now the roster is starting to get chipped away. You're starting to look at, starting to look and see and notice they're not just going all 6'4", 6'5" wide receivers. 2 or 3 guys is probably going to be your speedsters on this roster. Jared Bernhardt seems to be like he's going to make the roster. Damiere Byrd, you mentioned that. He looked like he might be able to make the roster.
He should.
We're going to get to that. Oh, man, the competition battle, we're going to get to that. Linebacker Kawani Dang. Dang.
Stop it. That no, you didn't do that on purpose. No. That was terrible.
I had high hopes for Kawani Dang. I had like 4 or 5 pictures I took with Kawani Dang at camp.
Yeah,
I had talked to him. Bodee talked to him at OTAs that day. We was there at the Benz. He came out of Cal. He was a tackling machine. I thought, don't forget, Falcon fans, there's 1 or 2 undrafted free agents that's going to make this roster. Maybe 1 through 4. Let's say 1 through 5. Just open it up. I thought Dang was going to be one of those players. He's a tackling machine, special teams guy. He had that pass deflection, I believe it was against the Lions second half. He was getting after it, but it shows the linebacker room is very deep. They cut Kawani Dang. Nate Landman was getting more reps at the middle linebacker spot. Trey Anderson, too, as well. Dorian Etheridge, Quentin Bell. I didn't see it was tough seeing Kawani Dang go because there was one player at the young rookie that you're rooting for, the young guy. One of them that I was rooting for on my list of like 10 is Kawani Dang. So it was crazy.
Dude was working. Bodee. Like every time he came over, dude had sweat beaming off his bald head.
He was
just like he had just got out of the pouring rain in the R&B video. Like, dude was really
not jagged it.
He was like, "Tell me what you want." Dude was. I mean, he was hustling and he was trying his best, but it comes down to making an impact. Because he didn't make enough of an impact. He'll catch on with somebody else.
DB Lafayette Pitts.
Who?
He played on the Falcons. I'm confused. I'm confused when they said his name. I said, he played?
All I saw was Pitts, and I was like, what the hell?
I know one Pitts.
Quickly snap back.
It's not Lafayette.
No, of course not. But still, I was like, Lafayette Pitts, yeah.
Gosh.
We knew he was a camp body, bro.
I don't have nothing to say. I don't know nothing about the kid.
You didn't know he was on the roster?
I did not know. I swear to see him. I was like, Pitts, Lafayette Pitts.
Yeah, I saw Pitts with a different number. I was like, who the hell is that?
Defensive lineman Jalen Dalton. Remember the guy who had the scuffle back at camp earlier this summer? One of the scuffles when they talked, the Falcons had a big fight at camp today. They were fighting each other. Not too many big punches were thrown or anything. It was just, some guy, players arguing. You know how it is. Big guy sticking up for the little guy.
Yeah.
But Jalen Dalton, and the one who had the sack, too, as well, against the Lions. Falcons cut him, too, as well. So our sack leader is gone.
Since you put it that way, I mean, yeah.
It's looking bad out here. One time for the fan. We lit. Serious question for you guys. Well, 2 parts. Jared Bernhardt has been making noise so far. Do you give him the edge over Hodge, considering another team may grab him off the waivers? Number 2, D. Alford. Starting over Oliver, do you see Oliver as the starter in the nickel? Competition battles, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get to that soon, right after Bodee's breakdown. But for that question, Bernhardt is working his way not only into Falcons fans' hearts, but also into the playbook of the coaches.
Yes. Fan favorite.
I understand what it means for Frank Darby for some of you fans. I'll say it again. I understand what it means for Frank Darby for some of you fans. But if Frank Darby doesn't show up in this game against the Jags, I mean, he's having a decent preseason. He's the energy that you want. And don't forget, we root for all the players here playing for the Falcons. But if you're trying to build a team to go forward, Falcon fans they say they want to see it on the field rather than people chirping. Well, Jared Bernhardt is showing it on the field.
Showing it.
He's showing it.
Mm-hmm.
So if they keep Darby and then put Bernhardt on the practice squad, be a little bit confused. Maybe put Bernhardt and put Darby on the practice squad. But the energy that you want from a player on your team to represent the Falcons, Darby has that. And Darby's the type of player you want seeing rocking this logo because he reps the Falcons.
Yeah.
And for a Falcons fan, that's what you want to see. A lot of players in for it for the money. Someone's not even in for it for the game no more. But Darby, he loves this. I just want to see Darby get his moment to shine. Let's go back to the touchdown with Zacchaeus.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, that would have been Drake London on the route because that's your wide receiver running that play. Or it could have been Patterson. However they would have set it up. But it wasn't Darby. People were looking at that play saying, oh, Darby did a good move inside. He pulled the safety away. He pulled the linebacker away. He did.
Yeah.
But Zacchaeus caught the touchdown.
Yeah.
Fans want to see Darby catch some passes. Fans want to see Darby score a touchdown. They want to see Darby help the Falcons move the chains. He had the 2 catches against Detroit, but y'all ain't posting it. Y'all ain't talking about it. Only when he grabs the camera and starts getting all energized is when y'all like, oh, man, this guy's great. But when he gets out on their field, like Zantega's saying, Jared Bernhardt has been making noise, and players recognize that. The media recognizes that. I say you keep Jared Bernhardt, and maybe if you want to put Frank Darby, put him back on the practice squad. But Bodee, the question from Zantega about Jared Bernhardt making noise. Do you have him over the edge of Hodge? I don't have him over the edge of Hodge. I have Bernhardt making the last receiver on the roster.
Yes, that's my thing.
Hodge is your 4.
Yeah, I'll say that.
London, Edwards,
or you can say Bird is your 4, Hodge is your 5.
Okay.
And I think they'll possibly carry 6 receivers.
Yeah,
which will be Bernhardt, and Bernhardt won't dress.
Okay,
that's how it's going to be.
Because you don't forget, Falcon fans, a lot of times when they're running some of these plays, you're not going to see just all the 5 wide receivers on the field. It's not just going to be Bird, Zacchaeus, London, Edwards, Hodge. It's not going to be like that. You're going to see plays where it's going to be London, Patterson, Pitts, Zacchaeus, and they'll work like that. So you probably won't see your 4th, 5th receiver much, 4th, 5th, 6th receiver that much in some of the Falcons' plays unless they decide to stack them up and put everybody out there. Most of your plays you're running unless you're having – look at the pistol. They're running a lot of pistol. And if they do run a 4 or 5 wide, Patterson, London, Pitts, Edwards, Zacchaeus. There's no Bird. There's no Hodge. There's no Bernhardt.
Yeah. And that's why they have players that make the team but don't dress.
Zacchaeus catches the ball on 2nd and 3. He goes out for 2 plays. Here comes Hodge.
Mm-hmm.
To see Hodge get 20, 25 targets thrown to him, it's not happening.
That'll never happen.
That's Pitts, London, and Patterson work right there. It's probably Edwards too, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So for the Falcons, Zantega, that's a great question. Bernhardt is probably your 6th receiver. D. Alford now for the next question. Alford, they like Alford. They really like D. Alford. I see him making the roster. Mike Ford is the one that I'm kind of worried about because I wanted him to make the team, but then D. Alford is shining right now. And I want to give Isaiah Oliver another chance from last season. I think he had a good stint last season before he got hurt. The other cornerback who I'm looking outside of Mike Ford is Darren Hall.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. Bodee, D. Alford, Isaiah Oliver. Your thoughts on that?
Well, D. Alford is showing his worth. Like he is here. At this point, it's almost a foregone conclusion that he's gonna make the roster. To me, I mean, he has done nothing but shine in training camp, in the game. I mean, he's here. He's here to stay.
Oh, shit, my bad. Hit a damn button. D. Alford. Funny how you mentioned D. Alford, Zantega.
Yeah.
Are we ready, Bodee?
We're ready.
Bodee's breakdown every Wednesday, right here on One Time for the Fan. It's around the 8:30 mark. Try to get it in. It's around 8:39 right now. We got two more things to talk about before we go ahead and wrap up the show. 1 hour show tonight. We're trying to save our energy for this weekend because it's about to get real. And tomorrow too as well, because we're going to be at the training camp.
Yep.
Matthew Bass in the chat.
What's good, dog?
Shout out to Matthew Bass. Good evening. Thea, you guys are going to be at Falcons film again at practice. Last time was lit. It definitely is lit at Falcons practice at their Flowery Branch. For the respect of the players, because they're in preseason now, before I was doing it before the game started against the Lions. It's the last game against the Jags. I'm not going to film the 7s or the 11s because I don't want too much outside media on the attention. Falcons, do follow me on Twitter. I don't want them saying anything. Some pictures I'll take. A picture of London, picture of them doing some, catching passes. Yeah, cool. Picture's cool. I don't want no video. I don't want people coming back with that. I don't want to hear it. Out of the respect for the players and respect for the Falcons. And sometimes in the past training camps, they used to put the sign up that says no video recording. So, but next summer for the Falcons training camp, mini camp, and OTAs, I'm going to record that because they don't care. But when you go up against the Lions and the Jets and the Jags, they don't want people recording like that. So I won't be that guy. Came by tonight to check on y'all after blowing that lead Monday night. Oh, Jesus Christ, quick Dolo.
Hey, we good. All them dudes getting cut.
Quick Dolo.
Good.
Your first half starters needs to get cut, and your second half reserves needs to be the one starting going forward. So you need to cut Hall. You need to cut Joyner. You need to cut the D line, the linebackers, and the secondary. Because it was 16-0, my man.
Cut it.
Yeah, shout out to Quick Dolo, though, man. Out of all respect, I appreciate you joining the chat.
Nah, for real, though.
Talking football with us, too, as well.
Yeah. It's all love, bro. Appreciate you.
Thea, will Bernhardt make game day roster 48 or so? Here's the thing. You let go of Bernhardt, here come Tampa Bay or the Saints go pick him up. If you're looking for players who's shining right now at the Falcons offseason, Jared Bernhardt is one of them. Falcon fans in the chat, do y'all want Jared Bernhardt on this roster? Please talk about that.
You do.
Because we're going to talk about that shortly. Great minds think alike. That's all it is, man.
Yes, sir.
One time for the fan, quick Dolo, Jeff Wolf. D. Offer was just mentioned a couple minutes ago, and it's funny how you say that because Bodee wouldn't do a breakdown on a player who he thinks is about to get cut. But if the Falcons do so happen to let D. Offer go, I think it would be one of the – you can't do that at this moment when your secondary needs help.
Mm-hmm.
And you got a player who is shining right now. From practice to camp to probably in the workouts too. Probably in the film room too. But in the game, he is shining.
Yes.
Training camp, shining. Every time I see D. Alford at training camp or at practice, it's always positive feedback. Tonight on Bodee's Breakdown, what we talking about, Bodee?
I'm just here to break down Mr. DeAndre Alford.
D. Alford
himself.
Bodee's Breakdown. DeAndre. Right over here. One time for the fan. Every Wednesday, every Sunday, 8 p.m. Bodee's Breakdown of D. Alford, Falcon fan. So please, if you don't know about D. Alford, if you haven't heard who D. Alford is, if you don't know where he came from, what school he went to, he played ball in Canada. Some of you Falcon fans don't even know much about the CFL. You don't even care about the CFL. But the Falcons was able to bring this player in, and now he has an opportunity to make the roster. Bodee 3000 with another fantastic Bodee's Breakdown. The floor is yours, sir. D. Alford.
All right. So, we're speaking on Mr. DeAndre D. Alford. My guy is 5'11", 175. He is he's a lightweight. he's pretty light on his feet and light in general. I mean, we're talking about like Jack just said, this man played in the CFL for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Won the Grey Cup. He was a CFL All-Star. He only played in 1 year. That was last year. He was an All-Star last year. I mean, my guy is it. Okay. He's from Georgia. He's from Griffin, Georgia. He went to Spalding High School. I don't know who went to Spalding in here, but yeah. He was actually born in Mississippi, but grew up in Griffin. He went to college in Tusculum University. No, I've never heard of it either, but it's a small school in Tusculum, Mississippi. No, Tusculum, Tennessee, excuse me. And he was there. He was excellent there. He had 10 interceptions. He didn't get the recruiting. He didn't get the big, he didn't get recruited out of high school to a big major school or nothing like that. But he worked his way up, and that says something about how he got to this point. He went to the CFL. Once again, I'm gonna mention that he shined, and he overcame obstacles, and the Falcons signed him in January to a reserve futures contract. Now that's what they signed. They signed people that got potential, but most likely not gonna make the roster. That's what you hear people sign a reserve futures contract, and that's what that is. But like the Falcons struck gold because you see what he's been doing. He's been killing the training camps. He's been killing the game. That interception was amazing. Like, that's not a regular person interception. Like, this guy really is an athletic marvel, and he flies around the field.
You see that interception too. He was playing a little bit of zone, dipped off a bit, and then he struck up quick on demand. Bam, inside ball hawk. Read it just like how a DB is supposed to read it, and one of your Falcons' first interceptions for the season for preseason. Yes, Bodee?
That is special instincts from a player. That is not built into every DB in this league. That's special. You can't even teach instincts like that. He read that. He read the quarterback. And it was great. And then you see the Tease Tabor interception in the last game. Who was on coverage? D. Alford. D. Alford played great coverage on the receiver, and he enabled Tease Tabor to come get that pick. So we just love to see that because my guy's only 24 years old. He can grow with his team. That's the beautiful thing. And he's looking, we can sign him. He playing good. He's gonna get signed. He's gonna get some money. Okay.
To quickly piggyback off the interception now. Falcon fans, of course, these are the moments where coach look at every single player on the field, especially on the interception. And if you go back and look, I believe it was Abdullah Anderson and Timothy Horn getting serious pressure on the quarterback, which also forced the secondary to lock down, grab the interception for Tease Tabor. But yes, D. Alford was locking down two on his man as well.
Oh, he was locking. He had the man on lock. And then they did an interview with Tease, and he says he views himself as a playmaker and credit his basketball background for his ability to high point the football. So, I mean, dude's a natural athlete. He wasn't highly recruited. He didn't come up in the natural way you come up in the NFL. Brett Grimes is a great example. Brett Grimes, I believe, was undrafted. He came up kind of like D. Alford did. Signed with Atlanta, flourished, went off to Tennessee, became an asshole, but that's beyond me. All right. Pretty much. Yay. I tell it like it is.
Sheesh.
All right. So I'm just say what he said in this interview. He said, I'm a playmaker. I played basketball all my life. So I see ball, I get ball.
Mm-hmm.
I just try to high point it. I want to be the first one to get my hands on it. That's what I do every time I step on the field. I try to find ways to impact the game and help out my team.
Mm-hmm.
And it is showing.
Ball hawk definitely showed it. 2 interceptions at training camp, or 2 or 3 interceptions at training camp, 1 in the game. And I think he's going to get a lot more, definitely being on the Falcons. Bodee?
He's around the ball. He's making plays, and that's what you want to see. A playmaking corner. I don't remember last time we had a good playmaking corner like that. Who was that? D'Angelo Hall. I don't know. That's the last playmaking corner I see. He's around the ball, and he's a great cover corner. So, sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. I mean, he's a rookie, and he's looking to make the roster, and it's a foregone conclusion. He's making the roster. There'll be some fools to cut him.
One time for the fan. Another fantastic breakdown from Bodee. He's done Casey Hayward before. He's talked about Zoe Carter. He's talked about the Falcons away games, home games, teams with their rankings, where they stand going up against us. But tonight, to talk about Dee Alford in a position where he has had a fantastic camp, really great 2 preseason games, I think, for a player who's trying to make this roster. Not the ones who they know is a part of the 53. The ones who have to fight to make sure that they are going to be on this team after next week, Tuesday. Dee Alford is a guy that's striking a lot of fans. Look at the chat. Justin Newman, Zantega, Jeff Wolf. People have been mentioning how they love Dee Alford right now. Y'all in the same boat as us. So if y'all think the same way we do, and the Falcons think the same way that we do, they notice that Dee Alford is that guy. He is a player who is stepping up to make this team. And if you cut, I don't care. Let me tell you something. I don't care if Dee Alford goes out there, gets no tackles on Saturday, no pass deflections, no interceptions. I don't care if he gets scored on. You keep Dee Alford.
Yes.
He has shown already he has the potential to make this secondary. I'm sorry for the other guys who might get beat out from a player who played from the CFL. But who he is as a player, talent-wise, as a person, he seems to be a player, for me, I would like to have on my roster. He makes my Madden team a little bit better.
Look, listen here. I love what Zentega said about the Brett Grimes comparison. It's almost like a 1-in-1. It's almost like they're mirror images.
Yeah.
Because Brett Grimes went to a small ass college.
Yeah.
I mean, Shippingburg. He went to Shippingburg. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me where that's at. And then he went to NFL. He went to NFL Europe. He played over there. Then he got signed by, guess who? The Falcons.
Yep.
Came over here, showed his ass on that field. He played his ass off, and he etched out a career for himself. Then he went to other teams, like I said, and became an asshole. But that's what
Falcon fans. I like that little comparison with Brent Grimes, especially with Dee Alford.
That was a great comparison. I mean, almost a 1-in-1. That's crazy.
Shout out to Zantega for that, because
shout out to Zantega.
You're thinking of this, why he's going to make the team and how good this player could be, and then you hear the comparison to Brent Grimes, and you're like, "Oh shit, yeah, that's kind of similar, just a little bit,
Damn
Justin
good.
Newman, Zantega, quick dolo. What's y'all record going to be this season? We don't lose games.
Yeah,
we win them all.
We're going 21-0.
What do y'all think about Anderson, Troy, or Abdullah? Abdullah, I think he probably has a chance of making this roster, because looking at that D line outside of Anthony Rush and Grady Jarrett, if it's not Timothy Horn or Derek Tangelo, it's probably going to be Abdullah Anderson. PFF rating grade was pretty damn decent. Abdullah Anderson had a 75.1 PFF grades. Just quick. Corey Ballantyne, 81.7 PFF defensive grade. Tyquan Graham, 80s. All he had is what the hell? All he had is an 80. Abdullah Anderson, 75.1. Casey Hayward, 72.7. Zoe Carter, 71.4. Darian Daniels, 71.4. Offense, 92.7. That's Kyle Pitts. Sound like a damn radio station. Kyle, 92.7. Desmond Ridder, 92.6. Had over 100 yards in less than a quarter. Carved up the Jets. I think he just do another pass.
Yes.
Michael Pruitt, 89.4. Olin Zacchaeus, 88.1. Mariota, 87.1. But Abdullah Anderson, he had an okay game against the Lions. Had a decent game right here against the Jets. Didn't get no sacks.
Yeah.
But forced a little bit of pressure up there in the middle.
He did.
Troy Anderson, that's my guy. So you got to worry about if it's Troy Anderson. Abdullah Anderson, tough, but I think he might have a chance of making this roster.
Abdullah Anderson looked good. He looked good on this past game on Monday. We need D linemen to look good.
Yeah,
we do.
Yeah.
So if he makes the roster, I'm not surprised. I mean, if he gets cut, I'll probably be more surprised.
Yeah,
that's how I feel. We need all and he's a veteran. He's been here. He's been on teams. He made rosters. He's good. He's a decent player. Troy Anderson, like you said, I don't know if y'all noticed, y'all didn't hear his name a lot, but he was all over the field.
He was all over the field.
He was there. If he wasn't making the tackle, he was there around the tackle.
And I understand how Falcon fans feel about that touchdown. That was the play. The play looked like it was for Troy to spy, disguise, and then go through. Fullback, or it looked like the left guard was like, nah, get out of here. Yeah. But if Troy would have stayed back more in the middle, everybody was going to be locked down. K would have never caught that pass. So you would have saw more of Troy get maybe a pass deflection, maybe Troy getting an interception. If he would have read it and went back, and the quarterback threw it literally right there where Troy just left. Mm-hmm. So even if Troy would have disguised it and said, no. Remember he waited for like 2 or 3 seconds and then he went up and tried to get through the line?
He went up.
If he would have thought about it and said, let me just drop back. Pick. Easy. Look at the play. Right over Troy. How do I like Anderson? He's going to be good. Montana State, remember Ryan and Ryan from the Troy Anderson Rookie Report? They're going to build a statue outside of Montana State for Troy. He's loved up there at Montana State.
Another thing with Troy, I mean, right now he's doing as he's told. I don't think he has the headset or the green dot yet.
Yeah.
He's doing what he's told. So he probably wasn't told to step back and get that pick or cover.
And it looked like Landman was
spy.
Yeah, it looked like Landman was the play caller on that too as well.
Yeah, Landman, yeah.
I saw Nathan Landman look like he was leading the group over there.
Thank you, Zenteja. I appreciate that. That call, like I said, that Brett Grimes shit. You pulled something out of my back of my file cabinet with that. But, hey, that was tough.
Bodee's breakdown is every Wednesday here on One Time for the Fan, and we have the playlist too as well on YouTube. You can go back and check out all of Bodee's breakdown. It usually starts around 8:20, 8:30, so in between 8:20 and 8:40, because sometimes we're in between a topic, and we know we want to get to it at 8:30, but it's around that time. So Bodee has been spot on every time when it comes to breaking down something related to the Atlanta Falcons, and I'm glad that we can have Bodee's breakdown because the mind of Bodee breakdown. It's so crazy because Bodee knows exactly what he's talking about. He does his research. I'm sure he has his papers over there, his notes. Like, he's not just over here freestyling and giving y'all just a bunch of random stuff y'all can just go back and tell lies. Bodee actually studies and pays attention to this stuff. So shout out to Bodee once again for that big Bodee's breakdown on hopefully our new defensive back here in Atlanta.
Yeah,
D-Offer.
We gotta say
D-Offer jerseys will go flying off the racks.
Hey.
Bodee breakdown, breaking it all down. Triple B's.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Absolutely.
Man, get that man Bodee a raise. Budget just went up. Hey, Siri.
Budget. Hey.
Make a note. Buy Bodee Falcon socks.
That's the last.
Send me right to the team website.
Yeah, I need Falcon socks and draws.
One time for the fan. Joseph Avery's in here. The first half of the game was okay. I give both sides of the ball a C+, but the second half was not so good. But guys, that was on the bubble second play. I give him the D shot thing. Most of those players are gonna get cut. D. Alford, Tease Tabor, D. Marlowe.
True.
Here's the thing, Falcons fans. When we won, I know it's exciting and fans were all hyped up over the Detroit win. When we lost, now players like team's ass. We're really good when it comes to securing a first half lead. I know Falcon fans know that. Second half, this is third and fourth and fifth and sixth and seven stringers, folks.
Yeah.
I know the team didn't look so good in the second half. All right. But most of those players are going to get cut. But let's talk about some of the players who had a good second half. Abdullah Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to say linebacker, I mean, you can say Nathan Landman. He was all over the field. Troy Anderson, too, as well.
Yeah.
Tease Tabor, D. Alford.
D. Alford.
If you want to go offense, that was tough.
Ugh. Hey.
It was a lot of Felipe Franks who running the ball, but I'm guessing on those plays, they worked those first team unit plays with the third team to see how they can run it in the regular season. You will probably see that same package that Felipe was in later on in the season with Ritter or Mariota. The only thing you won't see is all that physical contact running to the sideline with quarterbacks punishing safeties. Felipe Franks is 6'5", 6'6". Ritter and Mariota, if they run that same play, they ain't finna be over there going head on against linebackers and safeties. Felipe Franks was laying folks out there, folks. He was laying people out.
I was worried about that man. Gonna get a concussion.
For a little bit, I did. I was like, man, this guy's over here on purpose doing this shit.
Yeah. Hype about it, too.
There was one play, coach was smiling. He was like, this guy Felipe. Same old Felipe. But it shows that you want a guy that's physical. You want a guy that's going to be dominant against the player that he's going up against. And Felipe notices the mismatch. That's why he lowered his shoulder and went to go rock the damn quarterback. But you won't see that with Mariota and Ritter. You'll see that same formation, and you want to see it ran perfectly. Remember those 2-3 times they ran it, Felipe tried to pass it.
I think every hit Felipe took, it took his accuracy down more and more.
Josh, not
guys, like Madden, your morale drops and shit.
God,
boom.
Not the accuracy. One time for the fan. Joseph, don't worry about it. The defense did play a little bit like poo in the second half, but guess what? Most of those players that we know is going to get cut. If they're on your radar, chances are they're on our radar. So,
first half is what we're going to see most of the season. Not them. They're cutting 27 guys after this game. So,
Coy Bishop, Jeff Wolf, offers on the team. Book it. Hey Siri.
Absolutely.
Jeff Wolf said Alfred's on the team.
So make a note of that and send it around.
D. Alford is a player I would be surprised if he don't make the team. You see this love for D. Alford? Bodee's breakdown is right on point with what the Falcons are doing right now. I'm going to tag D. Alford after this into this Bodee's breakdown and tell him to go ahead and check it out because I think Bodee that D. Alford should make the team.
I'm your biggest fan.
God.
Book it.
One time for the fan. Every Wednesday, every Sunday, 8 p.m. Bodee with a fantastic Bodee's breakdown. We're getting into it before we go ahead and get up out of here. Just hit the 9 o'clock mark. We're going to head and wrap it up here shortly. Justin Newman. I'm talking about Troy Anderson. I love how he plays, his knowledge of the game. Go back and check out the Troy Anderson Rookie Report we did with the 2 podcasters that cover Montana State football. You'll love it, Justin. It tells you a lot about Troy Anderson. But yes, we have high hopes for Troy here in Atlanta too as well. I'm a big fan of Troy Anderson.
Love him.
I need to definitely see more of Troy. I've been rooting for him. Dan Burst, me and you on the same. Let's hope this Saturday against the Jags, they give him some work. Troy, do you believe he is still hurt? He looked like he was not confident out there, kind of hobbled. Got to go back and watch more of the tape on Troy. I saw him
first NFL action. First NFL action ever. He's probably nervous. And, they didn't run him to the ground his first game. So
I saw him flying around.
I definitely saw that.
See you at noon. Jeff Wolf, it starts at 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. You don't need to get up there at 4 a.m.
He's there already, bro.
Jeff, are you there? Can we get pictures from the facility, please? I heard he got this dog that roams around the facility with the night vision goggles. Can you get a picture of the dog, please?
Yeah, the dog looks like Wishbone. Yeah, remember that show?
God. Alford plays like AJ and Grimes mixed together. That's what you need. You need another ball hawk out here. Like ball hawk as a cornerback. If they're going to be scared to throw away, if they're going to be scared to throw the AJ side, scared to throw the Casey Hayward side, you better watch out for that man D. Alford too as well. Shit.
Hey, D. Alford playing like he want to take Oliver's slot position.
I'm not saying that D. Alford is going to be the GOAT, but I am going to say that D. Alford is playing very well right now on a team that needs some really good cornerback help outside of Casey Hayward and AJ Terrell.
Mm.
And D. Alford right now is fitting what Falcon fans want in their secondary. So please, Falcons organization, if you choose to hear me out, D. Alford is a player I think you guys should look at and say, and guess what? I don't know if he had a pick or what, but it did say on the notes that he was having a great practice again today. So,
bro,
what more do you want, Falcons fans? There's right there in front of you.
I remember last time we had a pretty strong cornerback room. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Been a long time.
Now you got two solid cornerbacks, Casey Hayward and AJ Terrell, and then you can add a slot. Like if Isaiah is the same Isaiah from last season before he got hurt, but D. Alford is fitting what you want right now. You cannot stray away from what you see from D. Alford. Falcon fans, look at this. We're a podcast here. What? How many people? I don't even know how many is here. But we're a podcast that talk about the Falcons, and everybody in here is rooting for D. Alford.
Absolutely.
So just imagine, Terry, Arthur. I know you guys are rooting for D. Alford too. He's got to be a name that says, hey, look, we build this 53. I got D. Alford with the check. I got him too.
Hey, we ain't talking about Dimitrov.
One time for the fan. Get y'all in here before we get to the next segment. We wrap it up. How do you feel about Debo coming back from the punt list?
Yeah, man.
That's how I feel.
45 ain't no TJ Duckett either.
How do I feel about Deion coming back from the pup list?
Welcome
Jones
back.
on the back.
Welcome back.
I rock with Deion Jones, man. You know what I'm saying? He real cool. I remember Deion Jones, like, when they first came to the stadium, him, Campbell, Sanu, and everybody, like, I was rocking with that core back then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, Debo was good. And I still want to do the same thing tomorrow. I'm going to see Debo like, Debo!
Yeah, I can't wait.
It's not because it's like a fan favorite or anything. It's just that when it comes to linebackers in this 3-4, you don't have to let Deion go. You don't have to trade him. And if he wants to be here and he's willing to work, like Coach says, put him out there on the field against the Saints week 1. Hell, I wouldn't mind seeing him out there on the Saints week 1.
Bruh,
I would not mind seeing Deion Jones out there on the Saints week 1 because it's like, Deion, you remember what you did in the past, right?
Yeah.
Thoughts on Dorian Etheridge as starting? He plays at a high level. The problem is the linebacker room, Matthew. That's the problem. Quentin Bell, Dorian Etheridge, they're fighting right now for that spot. Nathan Landman, they're fighting right now. We're going to get to some competition battles here shortly. Before we do, Lisa Shepard, what's going on? Quick Dolo, I see what you're saying. Zantega, Jeff Wolf. Before we get to the competition battles, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the show. Bodee, what are 3 things the Falcons need to do better this week going up against the Jaguars? You saw them play against the Lions. You saw them play against the Jets. We're 1-1. What do they need to do better right now from watching 2 games going up to play the Jags?
That defense got to get some pressure. That's what it's got to be. You're not beating nobody without pressure.
Yeah,
y'all got to find a way to get some pressure. I need all them young cats to get in there. I need that front line with Grady and Taquan Graham and whoever starting in the middle. I need them cats up in there. I need them moving people. I need Debo. I need that Lorenzo getting after it. He got after it in the last game. I don't know if y'all noticed. Him and Troy, they got after it a lot. I just need some pressure. That's one. I definitely need pressure because pressure busts pipes. And we can wreck some shit if we get some pressure. Number 2. Oh, you got something to say? Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm reading over here. I'm good.
Number 2, penalties. Eliminate the damn penalties.
It's bad.
I was about to pull out my braids watching them get penalty, flag. Literally, it happened like 6 or 7 straight plays. I was like, God,
It was
Like,
getting bad for one point.
really bad.
Yeah, especially down in the
Really
red zone when you saw the penalties
bad.
draw you back. You're like, how do we get to? How do
You
we
want
do
to talk
this?
about? You want to talk about cut list? Richard Leonard is gone.
Rick Leonard?
Whatever the hell his name is, I'm sorry. He was bad that game. I'm rooting for him to get better, and he's going to make the next game. And I hope he has a 180 because, good God Almighty, he had so many penalties in that last game. I'm rooting for the cat, but Rick Leonard better get it together. That's
Well, we're going to mention on Rick Leonard too as well with this offensive line because we're going to get to the competition battles before we wrap up. Outside of our first team offensive line, have anybody talked about the backups? Anybody? I know Matthews and Lindstrom and McGarry and Dahlman.
Mayfield's a backup right now.
Anybody talk about the backups? Backups don't look that good right now for the Falcons outside of their first team O-line. So we're going to get to that shortly. But yes, Bodee, number 3 that you have.
Number 3. Establish the run. I want to see them establish the run. I see Algier get out there and do some stuff. He was doing good. I would say that. The time he did play, he did well. Need to see those holes open back up, man. It was beautiful in the Detroit game, but it didn't get that way in the last one versus the Jets. So I got to see the run open back up.
One time for a fan. You know, we're talking Falcons football every Wednesday, every Sunday, 8 p.m. right here on Facebook, right here on YouTube too as well. Spotify, Google Podcasts, all that stuff. You know, we're on there. I'll drop all the links too as well.
Be here.
Falcon fans. No, definitely subscribe to the channel. See it on the bottom? Subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, man. Tell your friends. Tell everybody.
3 things the Falcons need to do, I think, for me, and I think Zantega just mentioned it in the chat. Other people will probably agree. The penalties. Bodee just said it. The penalties is my number 1. The penalties. Pretty much gave up 2 touchdowns on the board because penalties pushed you back in a position to where you was like, just kick the field goal. Let's just get up out of here. So the penalties is one of them. Running the ball. I mentioned it. We put our notes out, the key things to look for in the matchup against the Falcons and the Jets. You had over 100 yards rushing against the Lions in the first half. You finished with 100 yards against the Jets, but your quarterback came in there and ran the ball for 45 yards in the third and fourth quarter. I wanted to see the run established more earlier in the game, beat down the Jets' offensive line or defensive line, and then start working in some throws here and there. Do the same thing you did against the Lions. I was liking that. I know they didn't have 40, 50 yards per running back, but we were eating away at the Lions on that run game. I know it was Ritter, some was Mariota, but still, we was eating away at the run game, having over 100, going into the half, 168 yards to end the game. I just wanted to see more of it. I kept telling the group chat that I was in with my friends, where's the run game? Where's the run game? Anybody see the run game? I just wanted to see more of that against the Jags because going up against week 1 against the Saints, you got to get Cam Jordan away from the fucking ball. And to get Cam Jordan away from the ball, run that ball. Run that ball. I want to see more of it. Do I think the Falcons are hiding a lot of plays right now? Of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it a vanilla offense? Of course. But I want to see a little bit more from some of these players this week. Of course, finish the game healthy too as well. We want to see all players ready for the Saints. But I want to see them run the ball. Penalties, running the ball. And Bodee, the biggest damn thing. Get to the quarterback.
Thank you.
You have 1 sack in preseason. Getting to the quarterback last season was one of your biggest things. Bodee did it on his Bodee's breakdown. These teams that you're going up against, I know how I talked about the Falcons will get this amount of wins. I think I said, 8?
10.
9?
9.
I know how y'all looking at it like, no way the Falcons going to get 9 wins on these teams. I believe in the coaching too as well. Some of y'all are looking at the team, the coaches. The coach, Dean Pease, Arthur Smith, They got some plays in the bag. Some intelligent ass coaches. And with Terry Fontenot behind them, coming from a winning culture, Arthur Smith, Dean Pease flipped Tennessee around. Dean Pease, every team he's been on has either been a garbage defense or a team that wasn't getting to be the best defense. And then when he left there,
to the moon.
Team was to the moon. Hell, while he was there too as well. Dean Pease doesn't have to be here, Falcons fans. You can get a defensive coordinator from the Texans. He's a Hall of Fame defensive coordinator, Atlanta Falcons fans. He's a Hall of Fame defensive coordinator. He's coached great minds like Ray Lewis, Terrell Suggs, Ed Reed. What about that team that used to play up in Foxborough? That team, I can't mention their name. Jesus.
Them dudes. He coached the likes of Ty Law, Teddy Bruschi, Mike Vrabel.
Not saying the Falcons have a Teddy Bruschi or a Mike Vrabel, but they have a Dean Pease. And that is one of the things I believe in is the coaching, because it starts up there too as well. A lot of the games otherwise than what Matt did against the Saints, Matt and Patterson. The Dolphins game last year, Matt and Pitts in the fourth quarter. The Giants game, the interception. But, of course, coaching too as well. And this is on a quarterback who y'all believe y'all wanted him out of here. Now they got a little bit of some mobility in the backfield. Dual threat system. So I want to see the penalties a little bit less. You can't be having all them damn penalties. Can't. Running the ball, you got to run the ball better against the Jags. And I want to see something going into the Saints too as well. And you got to get to the quarterback, man. You have got to get to the quarterback. If you win this game against the Jags and end up with no sacks, you might have to bring a damn pass rusher in here. Competition battles. Falcon fans are talking. Who's going to make the team and why? Santega, Bodee, you reading my list, fam? Come on, man.
Yeah, man. We see that just means that great minds think alike, like you said before. Right here.
Justin, Oliver needs to go. He ain't show me nothing but how to be hurt. God. The feelings that we feel. Deion Jones.
Saucy.
Minutes, numbers. Jeff is probably mad to see Deion Jones out there. I thought he was supposed to be traded. I told Jack Spade they're going to trade him. Jeff Wolf. Here's the big question, though. Since Deion is back, how do you see him integrated into the team? Is he a support guy or a contributor? Deion's still 28. I don't think he wants to be a second and third down linebacker. I think he's probably wants to still be a starter.
Contribute.
If you're 100% Deion, we're gonna need you to contribute. If you're 100%,
absolutely. Like I said before in the start of the show, he's the best linebacker on this roster. The skill is there.
Debo looking good at practice, and I'm glad he got more muscle mass. I love to see him, Anderson, linebacker from the Titans. Oh, him, Anderson, and Rashard Evans.
Yeah,
well, that's three of your middle linebackers, so they probably won't be on the field together unless they decide to send Troy off the edge. Troy will be playing more middle. We need more sacks and hella pressure against the Jags. We just talked about that.
Got to see
minimize penalties, get sacks, continue to improve the O-line play. One time for the fan.
Absolutely.
9 wins. Y'all smoking that good in the A. Man, we real deal Falcon fans.
Call me high. Ain't gonna come on now.
NFC is soft. Quick Dolo, you a Jets fan. NFC is soft. Quick Dolo.
Hey, Dolo, drop your win prediction in the chat.
Please drop your win prediction for us in the chat, Quick Dolo. Shout out to my homies Zantega. 9-10 wins is possible. It's a process. Running game coming, I hope. Joseph Avery, second team, got to play better. Deion Jones, garbage truck juice. Quick Dolo, now I'm starting to believe that maybe you was stirring up some little controversy over there in the other chat. Got to go ahead and reach out to my people at AFN and find out who is this Quick Dolo. Damn, Bruce, I was watching reports. What's up, Bodee?
No, go ahead. You good.
I was watching reports and they want to give our props so bad, but they be like, it's preseason. Just give us our props, dang. They're amazed with the improvement over one season. They can't believe it yet. We can believe it. We're fans. The media don't want to believe it. That's their job.
Yeah. They got to go see us go out there and whoop ass. And then they be like, oh, the Falcons. Yeah. And then when we made that Super Bowl run, they started jumping on our bandwagon then. And they ain't say shit about us all the way up until that point. So
How we smoking good in the 8? You talking about 7 or 8 wins. That's what Falcon fans want to see right now. At least that. Don't believe that 2-15 stuff. I said 8 or 9 wins. 8. I said 8 or 9. I don't smoke, man. I drink, but I got Coke. Now, remember I used to drink when the podcast first started? I don't even drink on the podcast no more. Mm. Look, I got my water.
Good Zaza. I ain't talking about Petulia.
Coca-Cola and water. I'll drink now. I'll drink you. Where you at? I'll drink you under the table. Mm. One time for the fan. Check this out, right? Competition battles. Going over some things I need to watch for. We got to wrap this show up here, too. Isaiah Oliver, Mike Ford, Darren Hall, and D. Alford. There is a competition battle there. All 4 cornerbacks. Boo, man, how you going to enter the show at 9?
Bro, it's 8:20 where I'm at, bro. It's 8:20, like, for real.
One time for the fans.
One time for the fans, man. Shout out to all the people who tuned in the chat.
We found Boo, man.
We found me. We in Memphis with it.
Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis, Tennessee.
Can we get a quick shot of what you got in front of you? What's going on there?
I'm being lazy right now, man.
Are you carrying? Oh, okay. You got John Morant's bags with you? Did you get the bags?
Shit.
Hey Siri. Text Ja. Everything's okay.
Hey man, give me something quick, man.
Quick competition battles to look for this Saturday before we wrap up the show. Competition battles to look for. Matt Hennessy and Drew Dahlman. Who's going to be the starter? That's one thing that we're looking for. Talk to me, Boo Man.
I'm thinking Dahlman. He's been a little bit more consistent. It's a new face. Like we talk about this all the time about the old regime and the new regime.
Yeah.
You know, so I think Dahlman has did pretty good coming in, being pretty solid. He hasn't messed up. Hennessy's solid though. I have nothing against Hennessy.
Yeah.
So I just think Dahlman just been a little bit more consistent when it comes to that center spot.
Going to your backup safeties outside of Jalen Hawkins and Richie Grant.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Harris, Dean Marlowe, Tease Tabor.
Tease Tabor been all over the place. Just from what I've been seeing, he's been everywhere. He can play, but I think he can play nickel too. Dean Marlowe is pretty good too. Yeah, Dean Marlowe is pretty solid too. Eric Harris is coming off an injury, so I still got to see more of him. They kind of limited him this preseason.
Cornerback. D. Alford, Mike Ford, Darren Hall, Matt Hankins, Isaiah Oliver. We know AJ's locked. We know Casey Hayward is locked. Who is your 3 and 4? Really, your 5.
Yeah.
You can give me 3 players. D. Alford, Corey Ballantyne, Mike Ford, Darren Hall, Matt Hankins, and Isaiah Oliver.
Isaiah Oliver, Darren Hall, and D. Alford. D. Alford been balling his ass off. D. Alford been balling, man. He's been getting recognition not from just, us fans and our team, but a lot of people around the league been talking about him. He stands out there. So D. Alford definitely. Darren Hall's been consistent too. And Oliver already know the system. I have nothing against Oliver. He's been injury riddled, but he already knows the system, so might as well stick him out there. The other guys haven't got a lot of play time. I haven't seen much of Hankerson. I haven't, to be honest. But the other guys has been pretty consistent. I like Darren Hall. he's always everywhere too. When you look
You
at
can
him,
tell Boo Man hasn't seen much of him. He called him Hankerson. Name's Hankins. He plays for the Falcons. Boo Man, are you there?
Hey,
Boo Man, TSA, Memphis TSA,
yeah,
are you there?
Anderson.
no, I
Me-
thought it was. I
He is
thought he was doing
playing.
a mannequin challenge.
Yeah. Memphis TSA, are you there?
Shit.
I don't want to get you all
Yeah,
choppy
this
up
thing
in here.
cleared
You
up,
know.
man. It's different when you go from a. It's different when you go from Atlanta to Memphis. It looks different in here.
Yeah. You might want to say Maine and Joan real quick so they recognize that you're at least not, not from out of town. You say Maine and Joan.
You know, Flip. You know, Flip.
Gosh.
Yeah.
I don't know y'all.
You asking
That's
some of the workers? Oh shit.
Oh man.
I think they work at Charlie.
Defensive line battles here to work with as we get Boo Man a mop so he can get that terminal cleaned up. Abdullah Anderson, defensive line. Darian Daniels, Marlon Davison, Tyquan Graham, Timothy Horn, Derek Tangelo, Nick Thurman. A lot of these players are about to get cut. I
mean, when you say a
Abdullah
lot,
Anderson.
I only heard two that I know they're gonna make it.
Boo Man, Bodee, real
I've been
quick. Who
watching
y'all
Graham
got?
since we drafted him.
Uh-huh.
I got Graham. I take Graham off rip. I don't know.
I had to get
I take Graham off rip.
Bodee, Tyquan Graham, Abdullah Anderson.
If it's between them two, I mean, it's Graham. Definitely Graham.
Go ahead, Bo.
That's bad.
Boy, he sound like that new robot rapper.
Yeah. Sound like that virtual rapper that just got signed to Capitol Records.
Yeah, he got signed to Capitol.
One time for the fan, about to go ahead and wrap it up. If we bring Boo Man back in here, we might as well go ahead and get ready for another hour and a half. Because we still got to get the connection ready for this man. Jesus Christ. One time for the fan, can we get him back? I feel like a real executive producer and shit. Can we, is he back on the call? Is he
Get him back.
We're good.
Is he ready?
We're good.
Is he ready?
3, 2, 1. Is he good? You see this shit?
Man, son out here like, damn.
Look, Falcon fans, we uncut with this shit. You feel what I'm saying? It's real. It's uncensored. It's raw. You feel what I'm saying? But we still got to go on with the show because we got to wrap this shit up. Competition battles to look for. The defensive line. Who is going to be the next nose tackle outside of Anthony Rush to be on the team? Is it Timothy Horn? Is it Abdullah Anderson? Is it Darian Daniels? Is it Derek Tangelo? We're going to find out. Linebackers. Outside linebackers, Arnold Ebiketie versus Ogundeji. Who's your starter going into week 1? Look for that too as well. Middle linebackers with the Deion Jones situation. Nathan Landman, tough for him now. Dorian Etheridge, very tough for him now. Troy Anderson, we know Troy's good. But it's very tough for two of those players I just named right there to make the team. Quentin Bell too as well. Outside of Zoe Carter, who else is going to be back there? Who's the backups? We haven't even talked about that. So the position groups that you're looking for is your defensive line, your linebackers, your third and fourth cornerback spot, which I think is D. Alford, probably Darren Hall, and Oliver. Mike Ford, unless some way happens, I don't know. It's very tough. I was rooting for you, but it's very tough. Tease Tabor, like Boo Man said, is flying all over that field. So when it comes to backup safety, Harris, Tabor, I think if Tabor shows up on Saturday, I'm going with Tabor and Marlowe. If you're going with the four safeties,
I would say Harris hasn't been available, but Harris is a trusted vet. They resigned him from last year.
That is one thing too as well.
Listen,
it's him being a vet.
Hear me out. I think it's going to be Harris and Dean Marlowe. Possible Tease Tabor could move down the corner, nickel. That's possible. Then that'll look a little bleak for Darren Hall because I think Oliver and Alford's making the team. It's tough because they drafted Darren Hall. So It's gonna be tough.
Nick Kowalski, Nate Landman, Dorian Etheridge. Very tough for these three guys not to make it. Now that Deion Jones seems to be back. Troy Anderson, of course, he's going to be on the team. Etheridge has been playing very well in preseason. Will he make the squad? We'll find out about that too as well. Yeah. Offensive linemen. Kobe Gassett, Jonathan Harrison, Rick Leonard, Ryan Nuzil, Tyler Vrabel, Leroy Watson. That offensive line doesn't sound too confident outside of the first group. But if I had to pick somebody, Ryan Nuzil and Tyler Vrabel. I think Vrabel had a holding call, but Vrabel was at least showing me a little bit of push against the Jets.
Exactly. Yep.
Will they keep him? How deep is this offensive line group going to be? Watch for it on Saturday. The battle. Carter and D'Angelo Malone. But the battle of Arnold Ebiketie and Ogundeji. Who's going to be your starter on that right side?
Yep.
Look for that too as well. Your running backs, folks. Here we go. Tyler Algier. Caleb Huntley. Quadri Ollison. Damian Williams. Bodee mentioned it last week. He thinks it's probably going to be Caleb Huntley on the cut list. I agree with Bodee. Yeah, I know he had some touches against the Jets. I know he had some too as well against the Lions. Looking at the running back room, not just picking fan favorites, but it's going to go Cordell, Damian, Tyler. Your fourth is Quadri Ollison. So that's my opinion. Yeah. Will the Falcons, hopefully, nobody gets hurt, nobody gets injured. But if you're building your roster going into next week, do not be surprised if you see Caleb Huntley's name on the cut list.
It's tough.
Tight end group. People like what they saw from Michael Pruitt. People like what they saw from Anthony Frisker. Battle.
Big battle.
Competition battle to look for. Pitts is your first tight end. Who's your second? Who's your third? I understand people saying Franks. I understand. I think they're going to list Franks as a quarterback. I think they're going to list Franks as a quarterback on the safe side. But Franks will get some reps at tight end. Frisker. Fitzpatrick. Parker Hesse, who caught the touchdown from Desmond Ridder the other day against the Lions.
Before he dropped the one before that one.
I hate to say it.
Hey.
Michael Pruitt, look for the competition battles on Saturday, folks. Michael Pruitt versus Anthony Frisker. Fitzpatrick sat out of practice. Bodee, you drafted a tight end in the 6th round. Does he have to make the roster?
He doesn't. I mean, that's rough. I've seen a lot of 6 and 7 rounders get cut.
I remember Maurice Green for the Falcons had a couple of years ago. People was really hot. He's going to be running back all the kicks.
Yeah.
Look what he did at Louisiana
Bowling Green or wherever he was at.
Tech, Art Institute where he went to. I said, "Oh yeah, hey, look at this tape. Ooh, that boy fast.
Boy.
Has to get cut."
He went there. He was running that ball at ITT Technical Institute.
God.
Yeah, he got rough. I don't know if he got hurt or whatever. It's tough.
One time for the fan. The competition battles are there. There's no competition at kicker. There's none at punter.
Yep.
But some of these battles are there, folks. Quarterbacks. I only want to break it down. I'm gonna do it next week. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it Sunday. I'm gonna break down the 53 for y'all on Sunday. I'm gonna go over the line, offensive line, starters, and your backups. I'm gonna go over your running back group. I'm going to go over your quarterbacks. I'm going to go over your wide receivers, 1 through 6. I'm going to tell you probably who's going to get cut. Not that I know the inside. I'm just saying that I think these players won't make the team. And I'm going to let you know on Sunday.
I got the inside.
Well, Bodee has the inside. Inside the brain. One time for the fan. We went over the hour mark on purpose. Once again, we're going to get yelled at. So, what we're going to do is go ahead and get ready to wrap this show up. One time for the fan giveaway. On Wednesday, we'll drop all the details. If you want some Falcons merch, got a jersey or two, a couple shirts, maybe a Falcon hat or two. If you want to win something from One Time for the Fan, this is out of our pocket too. This ain't nothing the Falcons gave me or nothing. None of that. This is out of One Time for the Fan's pocket, going to a fan, some brand new merch. I know some of y'all, you love your Falcons gear, whether it's winter, summer, spring, whatever. We got some Falcons merch that we would love to give away for our One Time for the Fan fans here in the chat. So Wednesday, we'll get the details on the One Time for the Fan giveaway. Please be prepared for that. No, wait a minute. Sunday. What the fuck am I talking about? Sunday. Be prepared for that. We'll give you some details on One Time for the Fan. Upcoming events. Tomorrow, we'll be at training camp. So please be on the lookout for One Time for the Fan at training camp tomorrow. We'll give y'all some pictures. We'll give y'all some information on what we see. Hopefully everybody has a successful, healthy training camp practice against the Jags. We're going to see some competition before Saturday, which is pretty cool. I'm going to introduce Bodee to some of the Falcons journalists walking around there taking notes and predicting us to go 2-15. But overall, we're going to have a good time. We're going to watch the Falcons. It's our team. Once again, we do rep the Braves, the Hawks, the Bulldogs, United. But this here show is about the Atlanta Falcons. You feel what I'm saying?
No tech.
Shit.
You said it.
One Time for the Fan. Tomorrow, training camp. Sunday, back with another show. D'Angelo Malone Rookie Report is on the way. Be very prepared for the D'Angelo Malone Rookie Report. One Time for the Fan podcast. Falcons Hate Week. Saints Hate Week coming up. Because I had the long ass hashtag and I was looking at this shit like this shit is big. What the fuck? One Time for the Fan, Aints Hate Week coming up. We gonna hate on them we gonna hate on them.
I already hate on them.
We got some special guests. We already booked. We got big low country sports coming up to the show. Sunday, September.
What in the world, Bo?
What in the world, Bo? I got some more podcasts, got some more people, got some special guests we're going to get on the show just for y'all Falcon fans, because this here is a channel that we talk about the Atlanta Falcons. So I'm glad that y'all here with us. One Time for the Fan, every Wednesday, every Sunday, 8 p.m. Bodee, before we wrap up this show and get up out of here, man, because it's Madden time. You ready, Bodee?
Yeah, man.
I'm downloaded. I'm ready to go.
Are you good?
Falcons versus Falcons, man. Let's go. Let's do it, man.
I ain't gonna lie. You might have to play in the morning.
Sheesh.
Like early in the morning. I'm gonna be up. I ain't got to work, but I'm gonna be
disconnect the PS5. Is you listening? Disconnect the PS5.
up.
He'll go over there. Button ain't gonna come on. Cord taking out the back.
Boy, gonna be cut the hell up. I'm gonna be holding up 2 parts. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to all y'all. Man, y'all coming with the hotness today, y'all. Good questions, good takes, good everything. Shout out to the Falcons. Shout out to the cats who 27 cats. They're gonna get cut real soon. A lot of them we know exactly who the hell they are. Just say that. Shout out to Falcons in general, man. Shout out to the podcast. Shout out to One Time for the Fan. Man, we just here. We here.
One Time for the Fan. Every Wednesday, every Sunday, 8 p.m. You know, we talking Falcons football. Please tell your Falcons friend, tell your Falcons family. We're trying to grow the channel. We are at 160, 161, 162 subscribers. So we're trying to get to 200. 200 to 225 to 250 275. We're trying to grow this channel, y'all. As you see, what we do here on One Time for the Fan, we keep it real. We bring out the facts. We bring out some content here for the Falcons, regardless of whatever it is. We're going to have some Falcons news and updates for you guys every Wednesday, every Sunday. We got some pop-up shows in between. be prepared for what's going to happen in the next couple of days that's leading up to the Falcons Saints. We got a bunch of shows. I think it's well over 10 shows that we have coming up. So please be prepared for what we got going on with One Time for the Fan. We got some special guests coming in. Falcon fans. We got a lot of Falcon fan talk going on. Y'all was loving the Falcon fan talk we did earlier. Jabri Harper, Busta Burns, Thomas Scott, Eric Parker. Mm-hmm. Oh, we got some more Falcons fan talk coming up for y'all. Y'all going to love this. Big Low Country, Sunday, September 4th. Big Low Country Sports on YouTube. Check him out too as well. His channel's going crazy. So it's hard to even get a comment in there. Somebody I was like, do you see it? I gotta text him. You see my comment? You see my comment?
He be going with them. He be pulling them comments up. He be pulling them in.
Right. He do. Shout out to Big Low Country. Shout out to everybody out who's covering the Falcons too as well. So many podcasts, so many people, so many content creators. We're all in the same pool of doing one thing: create content for the fans, so everybody can enjoy it. But I hope you don't use your platform to bash the team. Don't want to be that guy or girl. Whoever it may be, not calling nobody out. One time for the fan.
Whoever that guy or girl is.
Shit.
Hey.
One time for the fan. Millie Mills is in here. Lisa Shepard is in here. We see the chat. We see the comment. We see everybody going off. You know how it is if we read the chat, y'all. We're going to be in the thing till 11 o'clock. And I'm trying to get on this Made in America called Madden. Chase, we play PS5. You on the Xbox. Yeah, I got you. Subscribe to the channel, y'all. One time for the fans. Shout out to the Falcons. Shout out to everybody. We'll be out there at training camp tomorrow. Please tune into that. Look out for that. We're going to have a great time. And please come back to the channel Sunday, 8 p.m. Talking Falcons football. I'll break down the 53. Who's getting cut and why. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Bodee 3000. Shout out to Boo Man checking in. Boo Man, you did a great job cleaning that terminal. But they cut your Wi-Fi off. One time for the fan. Back on Sunday. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Subscribers, please keep subscribing. Please keep hitting that like button. Hit that share button. Hit that comment. I don't care what y'all do. Just keep doing it. And I'll see y'all back on Sunday. One time for the Atlanta Falcons. One time for Terry Fontenot. One time for everybody who's been participating here with One Time for the Fan. One time for the fans in the chat. I am your host, Jack Spade. Got my boy Bodee 3000 with me. Be back on Sunday. Subscribe. Chase will be back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Shout out to D. Alford. Forgot to say that.
One time for D. Alford. One time for all the players getting ready to make this 53. We are days away from playing the Saints. We got so much content to bring y'all. Please tune in. I am your host, Jack Spade, with your co-host, Bodee 3000. One time for the fan.
Hey.
Yeah!
Hey. Hit that button.